There's only one way to get out there and see Lanzarote, and that's to hire a car. We used Elizabeth Car Rental. It was from the hotel, but you can go to their main office, which is in Porto del Carmen. But we got it from the hotel with a cracking deal, €46 all in. Always have a quick look around the car when you get it, just make sure there's no nasty surprises, and then you can set off. Now, from where we were staying, it was a nice, easy trip straight up to Timanfaya, down the LZ2 and then onto the LZ67. The roads are fantastic. They are very smooth, well maintained, and it's not a bad run at all.
And we're off.
Like I said, LZ2, it's a beautiful road, as you'll see in a minute. You just get straight up there, just roll along. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that, as smooth as you like. And within 20 minutes, you're at Timanfaya National Park. Now, the first thing I want to say, the Google Maps takes you to the camel entrance, which if you don't want to go on a camel, you just go a little bit further. The entrance you're looking for is clearly signposted, and there's the ticket booth in the middle of the road where you just hand your dollar over and get your tickets to go in. There it is, can't miss it. Car parks at the top, look at that. It's a bit blowy up here, I must say. There's a bit of breeze blowing around, but sun's out, it's a beautiful day. You've got the cafeteria at the top there. The views are absolutely stunning. You can see for miles, you can see right across to the coast. It is delightful. I mean, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. This place comes in as #1 on all the travel guides for Lanzarote. You've got a few things thrown in. You've got this fire pit. You've got the bus ride, which takes you on a road all the way through the lava fields. And this is quite interesting. You've got Mr. Happy there. He's never very happy to see anybody, to be honest, but he's going to chuck a bit of water in these tubes here and create a bit of display. It gets a bit stroppy though. He's telling everybody to move out of the way. He likes his, likes his health and safety. And basically, he tips a bit of water down these hot tubes, and you get the full effect. Wow. But like I say, he doesn't crack a smile very often, bless him. They must work him to death. You've got this fire pit here. It's just trying to show you how hot the ground is. And he's chucking bits of tumbleweed down there into the hole, and the heat from the ground is just, making it catch fire. It is amazing. The heat that's coming through the floor at this place, it's incredible. Timanfaya.
Yeah, Timanfaya. So I've been and got my ham sandwich. Make us way back to the little griddle, and I'll see if we can toast a sandwich up off the volcanic heat. It's going to be good.
It's really interesting. Like I say, the heat that comes through the ground at this place. The cafe, the restaurant, uses a natural fire pit, uses the volcanic heat that comes up through the ground to cook the food. Now, tucked away down the back here, if you just take a little stroll down the side of the restaurant, there's another little fire griddle there, look, tucked away into the side of the rock. And yeah, I've got my ham sandwiches from the hotel from a little pack up, and I thought it'd be rather nice to just toast them up on this natural volcanic heat. And it's bloody hot in there, it's really warm. But I managed to get my sandwiches on, and we thought, yeah, let's see how long it takes to toast them up. I mean, look at that. It's fantastic. The heat that's coming through there is unbelievable. And I say, it don't take long to toast these sandwiches. About a minute and a half, I'd have thought. Turned them over, look, you said they're going brown already. Look at them. Love it. I must remember next time to bring some barbecue tools with me to help me get these off, because it is a bit warm in there. I think I've just singed the hairs on my arm.
Look at them beauties. Oh, toasted cheese sandwich straight off the volcano.
I think he's jealous, look. He's just copped a load of my toasted cheese and ham sandwich. He really wants a bit, look. I don't know what he's saying, but it's somewhere along the lines of, look at that stupid English man burning his arms on the heat, cooking sandwiches.
What more could you want? The backdrop. Absolutely stunning. One sandwich. We're going to get wet.
Yeah, let me have a little bite of that one. Ooh.
Oh. What's the verdict?
Nice.
Lightly crispy. No, it's done in about a minute.
Like I say, thrown in is the bus trip. So you just go and get yourself on one of these coaches, and they take you around the lava fields and give you a talk of the whole tour. Now I've recorded everything so you can listen to it all. This is the full English version. I've edited out all the different languages, but this is the English version.
The island of Lanzarote, which extends over an area of 807 square kilometers, is of volcanic origin. This island arose from the ocean some 25 million years ago as a result of the accumulation of material from repeated eruptions. The area of Timanfaya National Park we are now visiting within the confines of the Faya Mountains is located in the southeast of the island and comprises but a small part of the 172 square kilometers covered by volcanic debris during the eruptions of the 18th and 19th century. Between 1726 and 1730, frequent earthquakes and audible underground rumbling caused panic among the population of the interior, who fled seeking refuge in Tigisa and Arrecife. The eruption took place towards the end of the summer of 1730 on the evening of the 1st of September. The events that then followed were recorded in the manuscripts of an excellent witness, the priest of Yaitse, Don Andres Lorenzo Corbello, who wrote, "Between 9 and 10 o'clock in the evening, the ground suddenly opened up near Timanfaya, 2 leagues from Yaitse. During the first night, an enormous mountain arose out of the bowels of the earth. The flames which came out of its apex went on burning for 19 days. This signaled the beginning of the most important period of volcanic activity in the history of the Canary Islands. It lasted for 6 years, with phases of varying intensity, during which streams of molten lava registering 800 degrees centigrade and enormous showers of ashes destroyed every last vestige of life. On the 18th of October 1730, 3 new openings formed on top of Santa Catalina and from other outlets, from which thick smoke emerges, spreading over the entire island. At the same time, huge quantities of lava and ash are scattered over the surrounding countryside. The explosions that followed this phenomenon, together with the intense darkness produced by masses of ashes and smoke covering the whole island, caused the inhabitants of Yaitse to take flight several times. Now, almost 3 centuries later, life pulsates in the midst of the seas of lava and continues to expand. More than 800 species of animal life and plants have been noted within its confines, mostly terrestrial, but some in the sea. Organisms that live directly on the rocks are birds, lizards, and above all, various species of lichens, besides some unusual nocturnal insects that feed on microscopic particles carried by the wind. These are principally beetles and crickets, which may be similar to the pioneer creatures which made their home on the island when Lanzarote emerged from the sea millions of years ago. The largest known form of animal life is the gira vulture, which feeds on carrion and nests in the craters of the volcanoes of the Faya Mountains. The smallest is a tiny cave-dwelling insect measuring less than 1 millimeter in length. The landscape of Timanfaya gives the impression of a desert, where aridity and temperature fluctuations of 20 degrees between day and night would make it almost impossible for animal life to exist. All one sees are small succulent plants or thorn bushes in the Valley of Tranquility landscape, where time seems to have stood still under the pressure of the intense heat. The Macizo del Fuego, at which we now find ourselves, was the epicenter of the eruptions and is 525 meters high at its summit. This volcano was covered with slag and ashes from the 18th century eruptions, but at its crest one notices that the surface of the older section is not completely covered up by the more recent lava. Such areas are known as islotes, or islets, and are home to much plant and animal life which survived the volcanic catastrophe, gradually expanding into newly created substratas with the true eagerness of the colonizer. At the end of our excursion we arrive at the Slaughter of Ilaria, from which emanations of enormous heat emerge. It is named for Ilario, a hermit who frequented this islet for 50 years, with only a camel for company. According to legend, Ilario planted a fig tree at this spot, which, although taking root, never bore fruit, as the flower could not blossom due to the intense heat of the flames.
Like I mentioned earlier, this is where the restaurant cooks its food, on this open volcanic griddle.
That looks nice.
Look at that. The food looks absolutely fantastic. And you can make your way into the cafeteria. You can have a sandwich, or you can also have coffee. They do a reasonable menu there as well. Look at them, absolutely beautiful.
Cheers.
So where now then? We're going to the beach?
Yeah.
The beach.
Like I mentioned earlier, it's important to get to Timanfaya pretty early, because the queues here, as you can see, these are all coming in as we're going out. This is around about midday, and yeah, look at that lot. They're just queuing, waiting to go in. At the rate these were going in, they were waiting for a car to come out before they'd let another one back in again. So the turnaround was really, really slow at this point. You could be sat in this queue for an hour, 2 hours. Yeah, it's not nice at all. So definitely try and get in early. But it's a nice run down the road again, back to the main route. It's lovely. It's all through the lava fields again, and then back onto the main drag again, and let's head down to Papagayo Beach. There's the sign, beautiful. It's not a bad run. LZ702 took us about half an hour. What you get when you come back out, the main road turns into a dirt track. So follow Google Maps again, and it takes you all the way here. You've just got to turn off the main drag onto the dusty route. Gets a little bit bumpy, a bit rough and ready, but no giant rocks in the road or anything. It is just a bit uneven and a bit dusty. It takes you €3 off you.
€3. There you go. Gracias. Thank you. Bye-bye.
The old Vauxhall Corsair suspension working to the max down here, look. I'm glad it's not my car. It did it well, did a good job though. And at the end of the road you come into this big car park. There's loads of parking spaces, no shortage at all. And here we go, Papagayo Beach. There's two beaches, one either side.
Wow, this looks really nice. Papagayo Beach. Look at that beauty. Let's go make his way down then.
There is facilities on top of that hill up there. There's like a restaurant with toilets and stuff. It's a beautiful beach though, this. It's really nice. Quite secluded. There's the restaurant up the top there, you can see. You can walk all the way down to the little peninsula there. Great spot. And back to the car. We're going to take a trip now, and we're going to go back to Rubicon Marina. Beautiful place. Got a big shopping centre there. There's restaurants, pubs, bars, and obviously the boats. It's lovely to have a stroll around these marinas. I do enjoy it. There's just loads and loads to do here, loads to see if you're into your boats and your shops. There's quite a few designer outlets here, Hugo Boss and things. It's a really good afternoon, really good, you say, spend a couple of hours here, no problem at all. It's lovely, clean, well laid out, a really good find. we'll go back to the car and we'll make us way all the way over to Mount Roja. So if you've got a spare couple of hours, fantastic little trip out Mount Roja. It's free, you can park down in the town. It takes you about an hour to get up, walk round and get back down again. You can stay in a bit longer and go all the way around the rim of the crater, but it's a really, really fantastic experience. So definitely put one on the list and make your way over here. Down on the southern peninsula of Lanzarote, just outside Playa Blanca, you'll find this absolutely stunning place. So if you're coming by car, we've got the Atlantic Gardens, and this has got all on-street parking, all outside, and there's lots of it. So you could park your car, and then it is literally straight up the dirt path, and you're onto the dirt path then that leads up to the climb towards the volcano. Keep your eye out for this sign. This is the start of the path. The pathway is pretty good all the way from the bottom of the main road all the way to the top of the volcano, so you've not got to worry about finding your route. You can see it's clear all the way up to the top, and it's a nice, pretty well prepared path. It's a well trodden path, loads of people going up and down here every day, children, you know, old folk, so it's not too bad a climb. You've got people running up, jogging up. You can hire mountain bikes, e-bikes. I'll show you at the end of the video where to get those from.
Definitely worth bringing a bottle of water.
It's worth setting off early. We did this around about, we set off 9 o'clock in the morning. Obviously the temperature rises as the sun comes up, and you can see that sunrise there. It's absolutely stunning.
There we go, top of Mount Roja. Beautiful view. And we've got the crater inside. Fantastic. And here we go as we approach the nipple on the top of the peak. Looking rather splendid. Find a way up there. We're not slipping over. The summit. He's achieved the summit.
It's like bloody wipeout thing, press the red button.
I apologise, I couldn't contain myself. I had to climb on top, and top of the world! The view was stunning up there. It is absolutely amazing. And it's an eerie feeling. We're going down into the crater now, and there's a little path down the back here that takes you in.
Down in the crater. Feels really warm and airy in here, and the acoustics, you can hear every little word from the top of the rim. It's just like St Paul's Cathedral. See if we can get an echo. Hello!
It did echo, but the camera just didn't pick it up.
This was the last bit to blow.
Beautiful day,
It's
Not
lovely.
windy up there at all.
No, nothing at all.
That's good. Yeah, it's good.
It's delightful. Delightful.
We bumped into these on the way down, these kids having a great time, and one of them's done it in flip-flops, and he didn't struggle, bless him.
So it's a nice steady descent down the hill. All the way down to the town.
So I mentioned about the e-bikes. If you head over to this Lanzarote Club hotel, now outside there's an e-bike station and they're for anybody to use. You don't have to be a part of the hotel. All you do is get your mobile phone and you scan the little placard that's on the board here and you download the app, and then you can rent these bikes, and they're all in charging stations there, so they're all fully charged, ready to go.
So if you want, you've got the use of the e-bikes as well. €3 an hour, but you can get yourself about with a little effort. It's fantastic if you want to jolly out and you don't fancy walking. If you're feeling brave, you can take one straight up top of the volcano. It is rideable. The path's not too bad. If you take the longer route, you can get up there.
So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'm going to leave you with this finishing shot just to give you the feeling that you get when you're up there, the stillness, the quietness, the sheer brilliance of the place. So thanks for watching.